What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Harari Boy, and today I want to break down why the economy seems like it's doing great, but a lot of people feel like they're struggling. So stay tuned for that. All right, guys, as some of you may know, I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. I've been searching all over Netflix to watch Dragon Ball episodes, but unfortunately, Netflix here just doesn't have them. But which version of Netflix does? Netflix Japan. Some of you might be wondering, how on earth am I accessing Netflix Japan, right? Well, that's where NordVPN comes in. NordVPN is one of the top VPN services out there. It allows you to mask your location and browse securely, which is perfect for protecting your privacy. Plus, NordVPN can basically change your location to anywhere in the world with just a few clicks. So it's just as easy as that. That's how I'm able to access Netflix Japan and binge all of the Dragon Ball episodes that I can fathom. It's not just about watching international shows, however. NordVPN adds an extra layer of security basically as you're browsing, so your personal information stays safe and your online activity remains private. If you want to unlock more content and protect your privacy online, head over to nordvpn.com/harariboy to get over 70% off a 2-year subscription plus 3 months free. And if you don't like it, you can cancel within 30 days and get a money back guarantee. It is worth the peace of mind and extra content you'll have access to. All right. Two things can be true at the same time. The stock market can hit records. People can still be struggling to pay their bills. The real question is, why is this happening, right? And I'm going to explain what I think is actually going on in today's market, and more importantly, what this means for your money. All right. So don't leave before the end, because the solution isn't what most people think it is. All right. So the stock market is not the economy. This is probably the biggest misunderstanding that I see. When people hear the market is up, they assume average Americans must be doing better, right? But the stock market is really about company profits and expectations. It doesn't tell you what your rent is going to cost, how expensive groceries are going to be, whether your paycheck is keeping up, whether companies are hiring, and essentially the market can be doing great while your personal economy feels terrible, right? So why the headlines don't match real life? Well, what's going on is essentially looking at your own bank account, look at your grocery receipt, look at your insurance, look at your car payments, and that's the economy you're actually experiencing at the end of the day. A big company having a record quarter doesn't automatically make your life cheaper. Your financial reality is definitely personal. So that's the key takeaway there. All right. So here's where things really start to get interesting. A huge amount of market growth is concentrated in a relatively small group of massive companies, right? A lot of that excitement is tied to the technology and AI, right? So if you look at the stock market price, a lot of it is tech, all right, at the end of the day. So when you hear the market is at an all-time high, that doesn't necessarily mean every company is booming. Like that doesn't mean like Walmart's booming. That doesn't mean like hospital healthcare is booming, things like that. So the economy is a culmination of various different companies. All right. So it can essentially mean the biggest companies are carrying the huge amount of the index. So that's essentially what's happening here. You hear Elon Musk becoming a trillionaire, Nvidia carrying the market, things like that. So another thing we need to pay attention to is the AI spending boom. So Trump just announced today that he's going to essentially not slow the growth, but he's going to make it to where it doesn't impact the average homeowner. So that's good for pricing in your area.
Under this new agreement, big tech companies are committing to fully cover the cost of increased electricity production required for AI data centers, and that would be prices for American communities will not go up, but in many cases will actually come down and very substantial.
So companies are spending enormous amounts of money building the AI infrastructure, data centers, chips, power, technology, buildings, infrastructure. That's a massive economic engine, right? But here's the real question. Does all this spending eventually produce enough revenue to justify it? Only time will tell. That's part of what we don't know yet, right? So the part that actually matters to regular people, there's a difference between economic growth and your personal financial growth, all right? The economy can grow, GDP can rise, your output, and the stock market can rise as well. And you can still feel like you're behind, right? Because your income might not be growing at the same pace or same rate as your expenses. A rising tide doesn't lift everyone equally. All right. Why the wealth gap feels noticeable ties into my previous video. Go watch that if you haven't already. But if you own a lot of stocks, a strong market can dramatically increase your wealth. And that's why I highly emphasize investing as soon as you can, getting out of debt so that you can invest your leftover money. If you don't own much, you don't experience the same shift. So if you're just a forever renter, your expenses are just getting higher. And I talked about this in my last video again, but so essentially you're just throwing away your money if you're doing it long term. So that's the big divide right there. Ownership matters. Owning a piece of a productive asset, like I was talking about, a house, for example, that gives you a chance to participate in the growth. All right. All you have is your paycheck. You're depending almost entirely on your income to get ahead. And that's not ideal for everyone's situation. All right. This is where I think people get the wrong lesson. You hear all of this and think the system is broke. The little man can't get ahead, right? The market is rigged. There's nothing I can do. I don't think essentially that is the right conclusion to derive from all this. You can't control the stock market. You can't control the inflation. You can't control AI companies spend, but you can control your own financial foundation. So are you just going to sit on the sideline and watch the stock market go up? Or are you going to have a stake in that stock market as it goes up and then be on the upside of everything? Right. So you can start with even as little as $500 and buy a good growth stock mutual fund. So this is what I'm talking about. Like just buy it, leave it, forget about it, contribute to it, any extra money that you get. All right. The one money principle I want to emphasize here is get your financial house in order before you start chasing wealth. So reiterate this almost every video, but don't invest money you need to pay your bills. Don't invest while you're one emergency away from going into debt. Don't try to get rich while your financial foundation is falling apart. That means if you have the money to pay off your house, do not say that the stock market is going to give me a higher rate of return than paying off my house. Pay off your dang house. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Just pay it off, be free from it, and then invest the extra cash that you have. Okay. So that's firstly, you're going to build stability by doing that. Then you're going to build your wealth. And then this is where having an emergency fund becomes so important at the end of the day. Okay. So your emergency fund is going to be more important than the next hot investment. It's going to be a buffer for you. People want to know, what stock should I buy? What ETF is going to explode, right? What is the biggest investment? But sometimes the better question is, could I survive an unexpected $2,000 expense without going into debt, right? Is that money easily accessible for me in case if I need it in an emergency? The answer is no. That's where I'd start. First and foremost, your emergency fund protects you from being forced to sell investments, right, at the worst possible time. And financial security gives you options at the end of the day. Okay. So once your foundation is strong, then participate. All right. After you've created some breathing room, just start putting your money to work. You don't need to predict the next winner. You don't need to become a Wall Street expert. You don't need to essentially stare at stock charts all day like some people do. And you just need a consistent plan that works, right? One that can work in the background. So own productive assets so you can take on the upside and let time do the heavy lifting at the end of the day. Okay. All right. So the next thing I want to point out here is why I like the boring approach, right? We talk about that a lot on this channel. So the biggest companies today won't necessarily be the biggest companies 10 to 20 years from now, right? AI could be a bubble. It might not work out. I'm hearing right now Google is hiring back a lot of their employees they let go because the AI just can't do their jobs as of yet. So there's a lot of things to be determined here that we still just don't know yet. So that's why I don't want to spend my life trying to predict the future. I'd rather just own a broad group of companies, right? Ones that I've researched very well, ones that come in a group of stocks like mutual funds. Let the winners become bigger, let the losers become smaller, right? It doesn't hurt your overall index, hopefully, at the end of the day, if you're invested very diversely. Let the index just adjust over time. You don't need to know who wins, you just need to participate. So keep that in mind. So here's a mindset shift I want people to leave with. Don't obsess over whether the market is at an all-time high. All right. A FOMO effect, fear of missing out. Just don't have that. Don't obsess over the latest economic headline. Don't let fear convince you to sit quietly on the sidelines, okay, waiting for that crash. You cannot time the market. But don't blindly chase the market either. Do your research, like I said. Build your foundation first, then invest consistently, then let the compounding work after that. Okay. The uncomfortable truth that people just don't want to address here is the financial system is going to keep moving whether you're participating or not. The market does not care about you. Okay. That's just the truth. And companies will continue to make in making money. They'll find ways to make money. Assets will continue to change in value and wealth will continue to be created for a lot of people. Okay. So you need to participate in that. The question is, are you positioned to benefit from it? Or are you only watching from the sidelines? A bench warmer at the end of the day, right? So bringing it back to the main point here, you don't need to be wealthy to start. You don't need thousands of dollars. You don't need to know everything, right? Nobody knows everything. Life is just a learning process. You don't need to wait for the perfect time. Start with what you can control. Like I just mentioned, get your spending under control, build your emergency cushion, and then eventually consistently invest what you can afford each month. Okay. The biggest mistake isn't missing the next hot stock. Okay. The biggest mistake is having no financial foundation at all, because when something goes awry, goes wrong, you have no options left, right? So don't focus on becoming rich overnight. Focus on becoming financially stable first, and become an owner, and then give yourself time. But I'm curious to know what you guys think about all this. Do you feel like the economy is actually getting better, or does it just look better on paper? And here's a question I really want you to answer. If the stock market keeps going up but your finances don't improve, does that actually feel like a strong economy to you? And let me know in the comments, because I think you're going to get some very different answers there. So let me know what you guys think. Give me a thumbs up if you got value out of this video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell notification so you can stay in tune with the latest updates. I'm your host, Harari Boy, and I'm out. Peace.